At this time, if you are able, please rise for a special presentation of our national anthem, followed by our Pledge of Allegiance. Ladies and gentlemen, imagine, if you will, that the year is 1814, and this nation is at war. You are aboard a ship sailing toward the enemy fleet. That same enemy that just burned your nation's capital to the ground. Your mission is to win the release of a prisoner of war, a respected physician, and your friend. You board the British flagship, and after intense negotiations, they agree to release your friend. However, you all remain captive because of the battle that is about to take place. On the morning of 13 September 1814, the British fleet began a bombardment against your homeland, the likes of which had never been seen before. Rocket after rocket, cannonball after cannonball. For 25 hours, they pound on. But through the night, you're able to look toward the shore, and you can still see the stars and stripes flying in the breeze. And in the morning, the bombardment ends, and there is silence. And as the sun comes up over the horizon, you're able to look toward the shore, and you can see that the troops of Fort McHenry have raised an American flag that is so large and so grand that each of its 15 stars and stripes measure 2 feet across. A flag that is so magnificent, it cries out, "This is the United States of America, and we will never surrender." You are so moved by this, you've got to resolve, write the following song. Your name, Francis Scott Key. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the country light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched, so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof for the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the hope of the I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated as you enjoy selections from the Old Colony Highlanders Pipe Band. How about a great round of applause for the Old Colony Highlanders Pipe Band? At this time, it gives me the greatest honor to introduce to you your Lakeville Police Chief. Here he is, Chief Matt Perkins.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out. I'd like to welcome everybody. I'd like to welcome the Lakeville Board of Selectmen, Mitzi Hollenbeck, John Powderly, Leah Fabian. I'd like to welcome family, friends, co-workers, and citizens of Lakeville. We've been operational in the new building for 4 weeks, and if you ask any of the officers, it's been a fantastic 4 weeks. The improvement going from an inadequate, defunct, deficient police station to this state-of-the-art facility is remarkable. The layout, design, and functionality of this building is one of effectiveness. The building is set up to make us successful in our efforts to make Lakeville safe. It is also set up to keep our officers safe. We are proud of this building, and we work hard at taking care of the community because we know it was the community that has taken care of us. The process was started long ago by Chief Frank Avalera. It was his goal to make sure the employees of the Lakeville Police Department had a safe, functional work environment. Early in his administration, he made improvements to the old building that made the work environment tolerable. But it was his vision and determination that made this building a reality. I would like to personally thank and congratulate him on making his vision a success. To be successful, Chief Avalera knew he needed support from the leaders and citizens of Lakeville. He found his initial support from then Selectman Aaron Burke and Building Commissioner Nate Dowling. They supported and worked hard on this project from the beginning, and I offer my thanks and appreciation. I'd like to thank the Lakeville Police Station Building Committee. The committee was formed of those who possess the expertise, knowledge, experience, and leadership to get the project completed successfully. Your service to the town of Lakeville is commendable. You will see a plaque inside the police station lobby dedicated to those who put so much time and effort to make this project a success. This plaque will serve as a reminder for years to come of their hard work and dedication. I would like to acknowledge them. Selectman and Building Committee Chair Aaron Burke. Selectman John Powderly. Selectman Mitzi Hollenbeck. Town Administrator Rita Garbutt. Chief of Police and Building Committee Member Frank Avalera. Building Commissioner and Building Committee Member Nathan Darling. Building Committee Member Pauline Ashley. Building Committee Member Michael Boyce. Building Committee Member Michael Forth. Building Committee Member Richard LaCamera. Building Committee Member Timothy LaChapelle. Building Committee Member Thomas Robinson. From all of us at the Lakeville Police Department, we thank you. We would also like to thank the citizens of Lakeville who supported this project. Without you, this wouldn't be possible. Thank you. I would now like to call up the Police Station Building Committee Chair, Aaron Burke.
Good morning, everyone. Before I get started, I'd like to have Norman Orrell come up, our state rep. He has a citation that he'd like to read.
Well, thank you all for this opportunity. It's a beautiful day. And I want to first congratulate the selectmen, all of you, former and current, who worked so hard to get this done. Congratulate the building committee for all the work you've done. And then finally, the police department. Because ceremonies like this are great to mark the end of one phase, and that was the building phase, and that was a big effort. But what's great is this also is a new beginning. It's a beginning for our police department for many years, decades to come, where they'll be able to serve safely here in this new building. So this is a great time to celebrate the work that's been done, but also support our police department as they work into the future for all of us. And I'm proud to represent a community that does support our law enforcement. In these days, it's very difficult to hear criticisms, usually unfounded. But to be in a community that loves its police department, supports its police department. I'm just very proud to also represent this community. So, I have a citation for the new building, and it's to the Lakeville Police Department. Be it hereby known to all that the Massachusetts House of Representatives offers its sincerest congratulations to the Lakeville Police Department in recognition of its grand opening of the new Lakeville Police Station. The entire membership of the House extends its very best wishes and expresses the hope for future good fortune and continued success in all endeavors. And it's given this 8th day of September 2019, signed by the Speaker of the House, Robert DeLeo, and myself, Norman Orr. So congratulations, guys and ladies.
Thank you, Representative Oral. So this started with an idea, and it certainly wasn't an original idea, but it's an idea that's time had come. The old station, it served a number of different purposes in the town. One time it was a bar. Anybody remember the Silver Fox? A couple hands going up, all right. It was a used car lot. It was a donut shop, but then it was a police station. And if you'd been in that police station for any reason, you knew that it was a building that had issues. When I got involved on the Board of Selectmen and I spoke with Nate Darling about that building, we were putting money into it. We were putting a new roof on it. The roof was actually 3 different roofs that had been built over each other for a period of time. It just wasn't a sustainable solution for the department, and we started working on this idea to build what we have today. And I really want to thank John Powderly and Mitzi Hollenbeck for sharing that vision and doing what they could to support this project from a budgetary perspective and also from a political perspective. We did a great job at explaining this to the community, and they got behind this project as well. And I really want to thank the voters and, of course, the residents of Lakeville for supporting this project. Once we appointed a building committee, we needed to hire some professionals to help us do this. Obviously, I wasn't going to come here on my weekend with my hammer and bang nails. It never would get done. So what did we have to do? We had to hire an architect. And we hired Brian Humes of Jagodski Humes Architects to design this station. He did a wonderful job working with with Chief Avalera in the department to determine exactly what their needs were for now and into the future. So this building is superbly designed. We also needed to hire owner's project managers. Now, these are people that looked out for the project for the town side. And we were very, very fortunate to hire a great team from Pomeroy and Associates, and it's Taylor McDonald and Rick Pomeroy. And I want to thank them for all the work they did. Without their efforts, we would not have this project done to the level of quality that we have today. It's an unbelievable build, it's an unbelievable design, and when you go in and see it, you're really going to be blown away by that. I also want to thank A.P. Whitaker, who is the contractor that was hired to build the station. Again, the station is phenomenal, and when you see it, we're really lucky we had that team in place to build what we have today. I also want to thank Nate Darling, who is our Director of Inspectional Services. Nate put so much time into this project, it's unbelievable, and his passion and focus on doing it right and making sure that everything was the way it needed to be was impeccable. And I don't know where is Nate? Did he disappear? Oh, he's in the back. It's because he didn't shave. Nate, man, thank you for all you did. It was unbelievable. And let's give him a round of applause, because if anybody is responsible for making sure that this came out the way it did, other than the professionals that are getting paid to do it, Nate had our back from the town level, so thank you. I also want to thank Tim Graybars, who was brought in for the IT stuff. He did a phenomenal job as well. There's something really special about this building, though, and we had the opportunity to put in a community room that will be used for not town meetings, but town board meetings and other events. You know, the police will do training in that room as well. But it really was an opportunity to do something really special for a resident that has lived in Lakeville all her life and has worked for the town for 25 plus years, served on various boards and committees, and is just now recently enjoying retirement. So I had the idea of naming this room the Rita A. Garbutt Community Room, and the vote was unanimous by the building committee, so that's what we did. So when you go inside, I want you to take a look at the sign over the door, which reads the Rita A. Garbutt Community Room. And this room is going to serve as that meeting space. And it's really a reminder of all the great work that she's done over her career, not only as a resident of the town, but as an employee. It's funny because Matt and I shared some thoughts about Rita, and he really reflected on something that I thought was really special, that really spoke about what a type of person she was in her dedication to the town. And he reflected on the idea that when he was doing late night patrols, he would often see a light on at the town hall. And sometimes that light would be on well past midnight. And when Matt saw that light on, he thought to himself, if she's working this hard for Lakeville, I want to work this hard for Lakeville. So she really inspired him to do more for the town, and her dedication really was contagious to people in the community. So thanks for that, Rita. And Chief Perkins also mentioned that he may leave a light on occasion in the new community room for the sake of memorializing Rita's hard work and dedication. So if you drive by at night, don't call the selectmen and complain about the electricity bill being too high, the new police station. It's on for a reason. So I hereby dedicate the Lakeville Police Department Community Room to Rita A. Garbutt. So thank you, Rita. At this time, I would like to call up Mitzi Hollenbeck, the Chairman of the Board of Selectmen. She has some comments that she'd like to make.
Hello, everybody. This is absolutely a gorgeous day. I think we're all very grateful for this day for a number of different reasons. Certainly, the weather is beautiful, and yesterday would have been quite a different story with regard to the storm that was coming through. But I think, this is a great way to celebrate this community of Lakeville. And I think I'd like to call up John Powderly, too, because I think that, and if Erin wants to come up as well, I think, this was a project, and I'd like Rita to step up if she'd like to as well, because as Erin was really talking about Rita's involvement, and certainly Nate, I don't know if Nate wants to come up. It's too far. Come on, Nate. It's not too far. And really the reason for this is that this whole project, when I became a member of the Board of Selectmen about 5.5 years ago, Frank Avallera, Chief Avallera, called me into his office and he said, take a look around. And he showed me, I had to duck, going down to his office. He showed me the closet with all the black mold, and he showed me everything that was going on. And this was an effort that, he had along with Nate and with Erin and with John and with Rita, that this was a thought that behind us right now is the physical manifestation of everybody's hard work and effort in getting this together. And it's almost like an old-fashioned barn raising, right? We have the community really coming together. And so again, I started when Frank called me in and he said this is what he wanted to do. And what happened at that point? Well, certainly politically, there's a lot of work that has to happen. So we ended up exploring a number of different options. Previously, town meeting had voted down the purchase of some land on Bedford Street, which could have been an area where the new police station would have been built. Secondarily to that, we contemplated a number of different methodologies, including taking existing buildings and trying to renovate them or retrofit them into a new police station. It also involved, and this is all back in 2014 and 2015, It also involved talking to the Middleborough police chief at the time too, and talking about in the Board of Selectmen over in Middleborough, and is this something that we could do and have a regional police station and a joint police station and try to, maybe go to the state and try to get some grants to see if we can do this from a regional perspective. But all of that kind of came back to a modular design, which John Powderly certainly was in favor of for a long period of time, because we thought that we might be able to do it in a very inexpensive manner. We were throwing around numbers that we were kind of hoping might come to fruition. And then we went to Dartmouth and we toured the Dartmouth police station. And that's a modular police station because they had previously built a police station. It had Z's coming through the entire building. They had to condemn the building. So they had been working in a modular police station. So we toured it. We were excited about it, but it wasn't exactly what it probably should have been. And so we came back to the drawing board. We started looking at modular design, and that was really, Nate, I don't know how many countless hours you spent, trying to go through modular design and how we could maybe modify it and how this could work, but it really wasn't going to work. We ended up again at the conclusion that we probably needed a stick-built building, so we went and we toured the Marion police station, which is a beautiful police station that was built maybe 7-8 years ago. Again, John, was very instrumental in saying, well, why don't we just get the plans for the Marion station and just take Marion and just kind of plop it in Lakeville? So, unfortunately, we couldn't really do that either, so we had to hire the architect. But while all of this was going on, and we really were going through the process of how can we actually make this come to fruition, we started doing strategic planning. And so Rita was very much on top of all of us saying, these are our priorities, these are our priority lists, our priority factors, how are we going to keep going with this? We had strategic planning meetings to make sure that we were staying on track despite all of these opportunities and options that we had in front of us. So, of course, there's a budgetary concern, right? When you look at a police station, you need to figure out how you're going to fund it. So that also involved the Finance Committee, and we created financial policies where we looked at bonding any capital improvements that we make in the town over $1 million. We ended up having to talk to the Parks Commission, and I want to make sure that we thank the Parks Commission as well because we are on Park Commission land. So we had to exchange some other land in town to be able to get this particular land. We had to go to town meeting, we had to politically sell that too and get special legislation to allow us to build the police station where it is today. And then we had to get the funding all squared away. And this is all before we even created the building committee or the design review committee because there's a lot of things that have to happen politically for something like this to happen. So again, we ended up going to the townspeople for a vote, which Lil gave me this special election ballot that I have held on to now for 2 years, which Matt, this is now yours, which is the count from the vote for the bond for the police station, where we had 747 yes votes and 414 no votes on Tuesday, June 6th, 2017, which was the last piece we needed where we got the final approval. And again, Lake Cam was instrumental as well. Lake Cam did a tour of the old building. We did a budgetary presentation in 2016 trying to get the word out that we're going to need to try to fund this. And everybody came to the table together. And again, I think that we all should be proud of this. The community really played an important role in the design, the funding, and the creation of this vision that had been around in Lakeville for so long. So I just want to thank everybody here. Again, the physical manifestation of how a community can work together is standing right there behind me. Thank you very much.
Okay, at this time, folks, we're going to do the ribbon cutting. So if the Board of Selectmen could come up and the building committee, everybody else, we're going to do this. It's going to take a few minutes. It's a photo op, and we're going to open up the building and go inside. There's going to be an additional ribbon cutting inside the building in front of the community room that Rita is going to do, and then the building is yours to tour. So, thank you. out the scissors, and then just count to 3 and then cut, and we'll all know when to take the picture.
All right, but can I say something first or after?
Say something now if you want.
Oh, okay. This is really, truly honored for this. It was an unexpected dedication when I was told about that. And it really means a lot to me because I actually remember when the police station was in the basement of the town hall, when we only had one officer, Chief Irwin. And I don't want to date myself, but I was patron of Silver Fox. And this has really been on the books since the 90s, that they knew all the selectmen over all the years and knew something had to be done. So I'm really excited that the officers finally have a decent building for safety, and I thank all of the residents for voting for it. So, without further ado, boys. Now that my family. Hey, Ronnie.
Get out of everybody's way over here.
Get that first, then we'll spray the station out before you. I'll sit on the end. Get a suck in here. Dakota.
You want to do one by yourself first?
We're gonna do a bunch after.
Okay.
You see the patch behind him? Or do we need to move?
No, you can see it. I mean, you just can't really see it.
Hey, perfect. Nice. Schiffer, could you get next to her, please? They're about the same size. That'll get a smile out of it. Yeah, I'm looking at all of them.
Yeah, you just can't really see police because of
Do we need to move forward or back?
everyone smile. You need with everything.
Yeah, I know. This guy's wearing a 1980s sweatpants. No.